You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show, a wrestling podcast with attitude.
Well, I'll never forget this one, man. Stone Cold Steve Austin driving the Zamboni to the ring. Just to set up the situation, it's a quite incredible thing. It was Kane, I think, and The Undertaker. Yeah, it was Kane and The Undertaker, obviously. And I think it was Breakdown. Sunday night, there was Sunday Night Heat, then there was Breakdown, and The Undertaker and Kane would face Stone Cold Steve Austin in a handicap match. The Undertaker and Kane, I think, both pinned Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Vince McMahon would end up holding a celebration and crowning who the real champion was, since both Undertaker and Kane pinned Steve Austin. People were furious. People were pissed. It was a screw job. It was an annoying type of story. All that stuff. It was annoying that there was a 2-on-1 and you were actually angry. But then what Stone Cold did in reaction to it made it so great. So people were furious. And Undertaker comes out, Kane comes out, Vince is having everybody come out to tell who's going to be the WWE World Champion, since both Undertaker and Kane pinned Stone Cold at the same time the previous night. Then all of a sudden you hear the rattling, the Zamboni's moving, Stone Cold Steve Austin is driving a Zamboni to the ring. So much crap is going on here. First, Steve Austin takes a wild turn with the Zamboni, almost runs over the cops at one point. We're looking at later on right here when he gets arrested. Should have put the pictures in order, probably a good idea, but whatever, you get the idea. He gets arrested for it afterwards. But the stuff in the ring with him trying to get McMahon was amazing. Steve Austin diving off the Zamboni and tackling Vince was amazing. The intensity of Stone Cold and Vince McMahon in this were amazing. This was great stuff. This is a moment I'll never forget. I was watching it live. It was simply awesome. And I got to thank you to ND National Champ who recommended this one. Obviously, I would have gotten to this one eventually. It's so popular. So ND National Champ suggested this one. But yeah, Vince just gets the crap beat out of him for a few seconds by Steve Austin. The crowd's going berserk. There it is, Stone Cold with a flying lariat off the top of the Zamboni. We're going backwards in time here on this video, by the way. Here comes the Zamboni to the ring. It actually knocks the ring and moves the ring. Steve Austin actually had to duck under the Titantron as the thing was coming under the Titantron. He almost took his own head off trying to fit the thing under there. He also ran over some lighting, some lights, some electrical equipment that could have, who knows, caught fire or whatever. There's Vince McMahon. Don't let him in here. Don't let him in here. He's screaming, don't let him in here. This was JR, at the end. Jerry the King Lawler is like, is Mr. McMahon okay? And Jim Ross goes, is Mr. McMahon all right? And, take his ass to jail. There's just so many quotes from this one. It's almost unbelievable. It's one of the biggest moments ever in WWE history. And obviously it's one of the biggest moments in the Attitude Era. Stone Cold driving the Zamboni to the ring September 28th, 1998. I'll never forget. 1998 is one of my favorite years of all time. 1998, obviously, it's a marquee year to me. 2003 is one for me. 2004, 3, 1998, hell, 1999, 97. I mean, let's just say it all at this point. But yeah, what a great moment. Got to be one of my top 10 moments of all time in the Attitude Era. The intensity, man, is unbelievable in these guys. Vince just playing this heel boss so well. I never thought I would see Vince McMahon doing that stuff. He just always seemed like the announcer of World Wrestling Federation, Vince McMahon. And all of a sudden, he's playing this rotten, crazy character, as we got into 1997, 98, and it was amazing, man. The heat he had, and I just loved Steve Austin so much. We were hyped for him, bro. We all had the Steve Austin shirts, the 316. It was nuts. But this had everything, man. The crowd just goes crazy when Steve Austin dives off the Zamboni into the ring to clothesline McMahon. Austin got McMahon. Austin got McMahon. There's so many lines and quotable things in here that are unforgettable. You know, and then they do the pull apart thing, but they do one that seems so real, and the people are getting emotional about it. The crowd, it's growing and growing, the ferocity, and you know, you don't really get that as much nowadays at all. Just everything was so authentic and real and rough and raw. This was raw, you know. So absolutely a thumbs up for this one. And what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this moment? Were you watching it live when it happened like I was? I was 14 years old and I was watching it. Or were you not? Have you gone back to watch it and understand it now? The best way to view it, though, is to really go back to the WWE Network for just $9.99 and watch the full episode of Raw. That way you can understand it. Or better yet, go back to Breakdown, Sunday Night Heat, Breakdown, then watch Raw, and then see the moment and see how the whole thing develops. It's crazy. Let me know where you were and what you think about this moment. If you're younger and you didn't see it and you're just seeing it now for the first time last year, whatever it was. What is your feedback about this moment down below? I give it a big thumbs up. You guys should give me a thumbs up and stick the thumb directly up my you-know-what. Hit the subscribe button, and remember, I'm Joe Cronin. I'm live after every single WWE Raw and everything else. So join us live with me and Jake DeMarco after Raw, and we'll be live after SmackDown and after AEW. And I'm Joe Cronin. Subscribe. Why the hell wouldn't you? I mean, if you don't subscribe, like seals, baby seals will die. Here's some other moments that I talk about that you guys might want to check out. Pop it up on your screen right now. And if you guys have a moment, suggest it down below or feedback on this moment, much appreciated. And I'll see you in the next video.